You might be wondering about your significant other, your loved one, your desired partner. What would it be like if I behaved differently towards them? Should I keep in touch? How will he react to that? Will he notice it? That I'm writing differently? That I'm withdrawing? That something is different? Or maybe you have or had contact. Had you reacted differently? Maybe written differently and is asking questions. I have withdrawn, reacted differently. Written. Does he notice it? What is going on inside him? Or what would be going on inside him? And this question is now being asked collectively. Dear ones, collective care. The people in the cards are gender neutral, and a collective care cannot be completely one-to-one for everyone. Also, the details that are included are shown that I am addressing are collective energies. And please always adapt it for yourselves and your situation. So if, for example, I say at the bakery, it doesn't necessarily mean that it really is the baker. That could be the butcher. It could be a supermarket, another supermarket. That could be a hardware store. That could be something else. That could be a park. So just outside, these are just examples. And I know you are doing it really, really well. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I thank my wonderful dear community, also for your togetherness, for your comments. Thank you so, so, so much for that. As I said, collective energies and personal cards are gender neutral. Can't apply to everyone, the collective energies. You take out what resonates with you. For example, if I say, yes, he drove the car, and you say, yes, no, he doesn't even have a driver's license. Well, that's not true at all. Then it could have also been the bus. Or just leave the car out completely. So, as I said, collective. I just have to grasp it on a larger scale. It's always different in a personal reading. There I am in the energy of you, of the person opposite you, and no matter what situation it is or which person it concerns, I am in that energy the whole time when we have a personal reading. I am, of course, completely in this energy now. From the collective, but as I said, the big picture. Okay, so you are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for your heartfelt, lovely comments. For your appreciation. Thank you for your trust. You mean a lot to me. Your trust means the world to me. Thank you for that. So, and now I would say, let's get started. Well, okay, then let's take a look. Also, if he notices it or would notice it, and what's going on inside him? If you react differently, you might withdraw or react differently, maybe even write or speak differently. You present yourself towards him. So, as I said, it was already the case that you did it. You're now asking the question, did he notice it? Did he catch on? Or when you have contact again? So, I have no idea why I pulled this one, but I pulled it. So let's just take you along with us, okay? Yes. Okay. So on one hand, we already have with him or with her. What's going on there is huge. We have the Tower. And the Tower, we're obviously starting right away, of course, with the big Arcana, right? So the Tower. There are conflicts, inner conflicts. What I find really great here, internally, it's about a change. Pure chaos in your loved one's inner world. Maybe it also has to do with their environment. It could also be possible. There has been quite a bit here, which has also brought some unpleasant surprises. As I said, we are completely in the conflicts here. Everything seems to be crashing together here, but conflicts lead to change. We are on the path of change. Something is happening here. Something is happening here. Now you take this. Wow. The Four of Wands. Fantastic. So I think that's really great now. 4 of Wands. Good. It says yes. We definitely have a yes here. He notices something. He notices that there is something, how he reacts to that. You know, we are really diving deep here, but starts off well. And especially with the 4 of Wands, it's like this again. We have excitement. Excitement, but change. Because he is somehow in this tension. We are in a transition here. Something is still holding him captive. Maybe he doesn't react at all or hasn't reacted. There is some tension here. But it will show movement again. And above all, what I find fantastic here now, we are also here in quick movement. So be it that you wrote to him, or you will write to him differently or react differently, or you will withdraw. Maybe he won't respond to messages anymore. And then he will notice it. And he will notice that we've already had days now. We are now in the daily area. So quickly. It won't take forever for something to happen there. But we are still in his inner self. As I said, you know, we are going even deeper into all of this. Let's take this here. No, they were there. Exactly like that. Now we have it. Oh, now we have sticks again. Okay, that's the branch of the sticks. Yes, I find that so fantastic. What the sticks? So something is bothering him and something here is aimless. So here we are now in the communication or in the change towards you. That means the withdrawal or, you know, as I said, I brought a few examples about what this is all about. And there's somehow this looking back. So something is already clicking for him here. It's becoming uncertain. Uncertain that something here doesn't quite fit anymore. Looking back at maybe your previous message from a few years ago, a few months ago, a few days ago, it doesn't matter. Or how you expressed yourself towards him, or how accessible you might have been. So something is definitely happening, and something is bothering him too. That he wants to set in motion here, maybe take a chance, a good opportunity. Something is going on here. But we're still in the chaos. So, okay. But we've already had a very, very positive starting signal here. And oh, what is the wand? He is uncertain. And we have again the area. First of all, another yes. Okay. He notices something. Something is happening. And we have speed again. Days. Okay. And then it's also the case that no matter what season, it's like a new spring. Something is going on here. Like spring feelings. Especially when it comes to love. Something is in motion here. Change. Chaos. Maybe he was always in some chaos. He or she, and now we have more. The coins. I think the coins are absolutely great here too, if they're included. And if we add the Knight of Coins to the mix, it's just crazy. We have 3 times yes. So I can definitely tell you he really notices it, he gets it. We have movement. And there is stubbornness, but it's also shown by him. These rods, I'd say, he's quite slow. Slow going, these rods might not be open to discussion. Or maybe he replied to you in messages. It was always like that all the time. Through this calm, it was somehow like that too. He was following his own routine and he didn't really feel like changing, but no desire for change. It's right here. There is a change because we have again something is different here. Something is different that he can no longer fully grasp. And he keeps coming back to that point. Love, something touches him too. Love, the foundation of both of you. All right, then let's surprise ourselves. Let's do it this way. Well, I'm smiling a bit now. Not just smiling a bit. Because whether he notices maybe that you've withdrawn the change that you're writing differently, or the question you want to withdraw and don't know, should I not? Well, or that you're also thinking about how I react a bit differently when writing something different change, something here. I'm telling you, as we have so much uncertainty that is already being shown here, that it triggers in him. And I'm telling you, the thoughts are spinning nonstop. I can tell you that for sure. So, but he won't let anything show. Because from there, I have more of an observer's perspective. So, as I said, whether you've withdrawn or you want to withdraw, or the change. So change something here. As I said, whether it's withdrawing, writing differently, arguing differently, something, or maybe not engaging with him or her as much anymore. Some kind of change. So a change in the area that you didn't do before or did differently. You've always been there. I have you. You've always been there. You've given everything. You've been understanding. You've always put yourself aside, and also your own wishes, your own needs. Because you always had this understanding, you were also sometimes put aside and not noticed. He has always taken the lead. I have her lying here. Let me put it casually. He said when, he said where, how long. He takes the lead. And even if you wrote to him, it could be that he replied to you right away. But it could also be, or what I see here more often, that he took his time, hours, days, weeks, maybe even months, because I always have this time delay here. So, and then it is like this. When you change, do something different, I'll tell you right away what is being shown here. The change is really stirring things up in him. Because I also have this sudden awakening, this realization, something isn't right here. Something isn't right. So he notices it. Be it you write or you have written differently. So I don't want to keep repeating myself like this anymore. This, either you did it or you have to do it. Yes, please, okay. Please transform it for yourselves, because this is just taking too long. When I say that again, so it's about this, you write differently. You might not be writing at all anymore. He is used to you writing. As I said, it took over the control itself and says, okay, I don't feel like responding. Or yes, I just write myself a yes. Or I'll get in touch later, and then nothing comes at all. And it's like this when you don't write anymore. Or do you also leave several days or hours in between now? If I have the distance, I have it completely in his thoughts. Maybe not right on the first day, in the first second. Because a quick checker isn't necessarily going to pick it up right away, since I don't have him here in a multitasking mode. Thank you very much. And it's like this, he will notice it. We're here, how quickly will he notice it? Notice? We are here in the daytime area, that inside him he notices it. Because why he might not react immediately? Do I see here that there is really absolute chaos with him? Because I have completely changed, a change in him, because a lot is being changed here. I have him completely in his worries, in distress. Activities can be a hobby. It could be work, his environment. I have all of that lying around. I have a problem here. Catch the next one. So the problems actually go hand in hand. And is that one problem gone? Whoosh, here comes the next one. So that's how I have it here, because I have a lot of pressure. And if sometimes he doesn't always write right away. I don't want to necessarily put an absolutely protective hand over him. But it's also true that there are really quite a few other issues as well that he has, where it really weighs on him. So where he is really being cornered. But okay, these are his issues. These are his problems. I have him completely in his fears. There can also be existential fears, because I also have the existential fears touched upon. Then one or the other made a wrong decision. Wrong decision, maybe in finances, maybe in his career with contracts. Has he always let himself be guided by others? Has someone fallen for this too? Has he let himself be influenced? Yes, so there's really a lot going on with these issues here. As I said, the change in you, I have you now, your area, when I look at this here, on the heart level. By the way, you are also on the heart level with him. I have a lot of heart here. I have the connection with the past, so to speak, with you in the past. And it's also like this, it makes him thoughtful. He notices that something isn't right anymore. Wait a moment. Maybe, as I said, not right with the first message, because he actually assumes that it's just a test from you. It's like a test phase. It's just a short thing. Yeah, I don't know, like a little flutter in your stomach or something like that. That you react like this and then bend again, that you become uncertain again. You bend and then start all over again. So completely normal. It doesn't matter if it's a conversation that you are no longer so open, or you say to him, he says to you, exactly, you say to him, he says to you, it's about a meeting, and normally you were always, yeah, sure, I'm in. Now, oh, phew, no, I cannot. So Wednesday might not work, Thursday, okay, or it could also depend on the time. He might react a bit sulky right away and says, well, then not. At first, I see the impulsive reaction in him or her, but the stubborn donkey, he will become so tame, and he's actually following behind. Even if you write differently, you might have written half novels here, and you explained yourself. I keep finding you here in this area, in this explanation, that you made a statement. I couldn't because I have it here. Different problems, different topics. I couldn't, and I'm sorry about that. Something like that. So that's not happening anymore. You've limited that. You don't say it anymore. You're not explaining yourself anymore. At first, it doesn't register right away, as I said, but you notice something is different if you stay more consistent. Remove yourself from his energy. His space, your space, very important. Let him be in his energy. That you now step out of this energy field to become active. Wonderful. Because then he starts to move, because he realizes something is not right here anymore. Because then it's like in the way that he becomes curious. Interesting. You make yourself completely interesting again. Because I see his curiosity very pronounced here. As I said in the beginning, one or another doesn't immediately realize it from all their issues. Or they might think, okay, you're going to fold again anyway, so I'll just wait for now. If you don't fold, so even when you are in that space, oh God, maybe I should after all. No, you stay true to yourself on your own path. Because you are now taking the lead. I see it as a game like clutch and gas. So not, bam, completely this coldness and rejection. As I said, you decide, please feel free to choose for yourself. We are here in the collective. No matter in which context, whether personal, meaning private, or in the collective, you always decide freely for yourself. And then you say, okay, not quite like that. Let's bring that over now. You stay authentic, loving, but with a certain boundary. Absolutely great. Because I have his thoughts here. Is someone else? Because he starts to think, and I find that absolutely fantastic. So as I said, change, be it that you don't write to him anymore, or this delay, but that you have the delay. We find the ball, just keep bringing it back again and again. Well, he doesn't write to you. You hold up the mirror to yourself, okay? I won't write to you either. So here you go, that's actually you. He won't get it like that. So I can tell you that very clearly. He won't perceive it that way. Oh, I did that too. No, I don't have him lying around here like that. But it's not really important right now. I'm saying this now because the most important thing is that he notices something isn't right anymore, because he will get curious. He notices the change, and above all, he also realizes that you are no longer accessible. You're out of your energy. The longer you stay in your energy, should I write to him? Should I call him? Should I do this for him? Oh God, how could I help him? For example, he doesn't move. There, I really think he's just a lazy bum. He's comfortable with energy, easy. You give him your energy. And it's like a land of milk and honey. I don't even have to move. Now you take the lead because you're stepping out of that energy. Absolutely perfect. So really, above all, it's also the case that it's really being connected on the heart level with him. And hey, wait, I love that woman. I miss that woman or that man. Because that's where the big feelings really come in. So not just a little bit, like just a tiny bit, like a little butterfly flying over here. Because I have a whole butterfly farm here that is forming again here, is forming again. That's the whole thing. I didn't want to see all this time. That's where I feel it more intensely. I have the connection and stability. When you withdraw, as I said, I don't have it, so that you say after this surrender, okay, wow, completely a cut. And I'm doing it consciously now. Jealous? So when you do it consciously, you provoke like this. Bam! I'm showing you now. And then he shuts down. But if you react so lightly, you react differently. That's definitely noticeable, but not too strong. Then he starts to move. Then he actually starts to message you on his own. And then he will also start asking again, how are you? How was your day? Things like that. I took it carefully. He will start to approach you carefully because, as I said, he isn't hearing anything from you anymore. For example, if you were someone who posted a lot on social media, or you were in some cafe or somewhere else, then it means that you just go to a different cafe or stop posting anything at all. You don't show anything from yourself anymore. Just change something there. So it's a behavior pattern that you used to have and you change it a little bit. That's it. Not completely, but just a little bit. Because that's where his curiosity is really sparked. Something's not right, but it's really, really important. What I also want to add is not every man or woman is the same. That's really important. It doesn't mean that if you react like this, every man will react the same way and say, hey now. So I want to emphasize this very, very important. I want to add that there are also men, many men, also women. So there it is. Yes, men and women. So everything is included in that. And it's like this, that some react like that when there's no contact at all, that they don't dare anymore. So I want to emphasize this very important. I want to add something to that. So please look at your situation for yourself. Does it fit? Does this layout fit for the collective? Unsure, restless, I have your heart lying in people as well. That's why I say this isn't entirely certain about what he's actually doing. That's why I say if you just dive in completely and really cut it off, just so you can influence him to reach out again, to become active again, that's where I have it as well. That he doesn't necessarily do it because I have one more here. Cut, withdrawal. No. So he really doesn't want that at all. So it's important to note that not every man is the same and not everyone will react the same way. I can only say this from this collective reading. As I said, there are also men who, if you withdraw, if you don't respond at all, or for example, also say, no, I don't want to meet you, or not now, a week later or something like that. Some can react offended to it and then say, okay, then they completely cut it off. That's very important. I have to mention that as well. Just here, as I said, according to this reading, and you take that out, please, what resonates with you? You turn it around for yourself and then put together your own puzzle, your own concept, okay? So what do we have left? So we have the coins again and we have the wands again. So great. We have rods. We have the Knight of Rods. We have it. He's getting impatient. So it's really like this when you have this change. This, as I said, you don't explain yourself anymore, how and what. You can still, if he brings something up like he says, hey, today I did this and that, or you ask, then you respond. Yes, but not everything. Halfway. You give him, always just a little bit like, yeah, sometimes this way, sometimes that way. Always just a tiny bit for him too. When he comes, then you can meet him a little bit. That's how, yes, of the energy. If he gives you a little something, you give a little back. If he doesn't give anything, you don't give anything either. But even if something comes from him that you also don't give anything at first, but still lovingly, gently, the whole thing soft. Yes. So he is getting impatient. And that's how it is. Then there's this impatience, this yes, that he really gets fidgety. something doesn't quite fit here anymore. And now it's getting really exciting. And then it can really be like that he really comes at you quite stormily with messages too, where you then say, wow, I'm totally overwhelmed by all these messages. What do I do with this now? So like this puff, right? Wow. And we have another yes. So we really have so much yes now. He notices it. He's entering into change. And he will start to approach you more again. He will notice it, or he has noticed it. And then he comes back into action. He just has a few things, as I said here, also still to clarify in his explanation. But he will become more active again. And as I said, to the question, what if you do it? When you withdraw, when you react differently? As I said, a little bit. I definitely think he will notice it. His reaction, I told you earlier, could also be, at first just a little bit, a tiny bit offended, but you won't back down. Or he's testing, thinking, well, maybe he's just testing you or something. You will back down again, but you won't, you really won't. And then something's not right here. What's going on here? What's different here? Because he becomes quite insecure, as he doesn't even know if you still want him at all. And that's the crux of the matter. He was always quite sure about yours. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. What we have here now we have coins again. 3 of the coins, okay. So he will definitely overcome his old behaviors. He will leave this old level in which he has been all this time. So, and meet you on a more balanced level again, like teamwork. So he's really coming through. He will definitely pass this test, definitely. And will he really have the plan? How he can properly approach you again? Will he embrace the change? We have another year, so as much year as we have here now. So, wow, okay. So it's really absolutely top. And I wish you all from the bottom of my heart a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you for watching. Bye, dear ones. Ciao.